Hi again, guys. So right now we're gonna continue with Dreamweaver. I'm gonna show you how wonderful Dreamweaver is for allowing me to manage my files. For instance, I told you the data file you may have downloading from the website may not have an images folder, and where I have all my files in there. It might not. So, but if either case, if you have them in there, so I will right click, if you don't have the images folder, I'll right click on the root folder right here and create new folder. So I'm gonna now call it images 2 uh, because I already have images. Then I'm gonna drag some of the stuff. You know what? Let's just do that. I'm gonna double click to and call it media, so I can have two folders in here. It's not part of the book I told you to do, but that's okay. So I'm not remove my media in here. The medias are the videos and so on, and the things I really don't need to have in images. So this one right here, this one right here, I'm sorry, this one right here says a movie. This is MP4. This is also a movie. This is audio. I use Control key to select those things and allow me to then drag and drop. These are audio here as well. I don't want that one. So all these are the media files. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to left click, drag and drop into my media folder. And here comes this message. You want to update the links? Of course I want to, because it's recognized this particular files actually connected to an existing page. So I click update, and that's how the the Dreamweaver actually manages my files, the links, the path, and everything else, which is really wonderful. So right now I'm going to go ahead and create a new page, and that page is to continue on basis the stuff we've done with HTML. So I'm going to go File, New, and here it's giving me a list of stuff I wanted to do. I don't have a template, so I'm going to go from the very beginning. I can create a new HTML file, cascade style sheet, less file, SAS file. Those stuff we're not going to talk about. But I want to do an irregular HTML style. So I can quickly add a document title in here. So I was asked to add King County, Washington. And it's going to be an HTML5. And here I'm going to allow me to actually link an existing style sheet, which this one right here. So I'm going to click on this little icon and then browse and select the Washington style.css. That's how friendly this Dreamweaver is. Click OK and click Create. So what happened is the document style is already there. I'll show you the code. So I'm going to go to the code right here. So this is the doc type, HTML. This is the title. And this is actually the link of the Cascade style sheet. Once I save that file, this location path will go away. So I'll show you. So I'm going to go back into design and go File, Save. I want to save it as king.html. Click yes. Sorry, I'm opened that on a file that I should not have to work with. That's okay. So if I go back in here and look into my code view, you see that path, the file path is gone because it already knows it's in my root folder, so you're safe. Go back to design view. What else are we gonna do in here? I'm gonna open up from my data files. I'm gonna open my King text file right here. I'm gonna Control A to select all, Control C to copy. I'm gonna go right here and Control V right away. Another nice thing about Dreamweaver, it recognizes them. These are separate paragraphs. So here we go. We're good in very good shape. They're already in separate paragraph. We don't have to worry about this. Again, to make sure, I will go back in the code view. You can see it separated them all in a separate paragraph. All we have to do now is just work on the formats and do anything else we need to do. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna create this history. This is actually what's gonna be the heading for, and it's paragraphs. I can go edit, cut, or Control X to do the same right here. Delete that excess space or extra paragraph. Then I'm gonna create new paragraph at the bottom. I can Control V or edit paste as well. They both do the same thing. Again, it maintained all the paragraph settings as well. So we're gonna go ahead and save it. Control S to save. Now, let me close this because I usually don't see that. I have it ready already. So I want to have the property windows come in all the time, so I can actually do things. So the properties is actually a float window that you can shrink it, you can remove it, you can put it in different areas. So to have that property window, go to the windows here and click properties, and this will show up. This is to expand it, to keep it always open, or here is to minimize it. Whenever you want to work with it, you click on it, will expand. So let me keep it open for now because I'm going to use it quite a bit for at this time. So these allow us to apply formats, headings, and so on and so on. So I'm going to go to the very first page right here. I don't know why this number 2 is here. I don't like it. I'm going to remove it. I have to put my cursor on there. That's all I have to do. And this is my property window right here. I'm going to go into my format list. For my format list, I'm going to select heading. Now remember what we had the style for that heading. Right away, it can apply that style to it, which is awesome because we have already the style sheet is already there. Again, let me remove this. I'm sorry. If you keep them, that's not a problem. You can just leave it there. Now we're going to add a heading 3 for this one here, and this one here, and this one here. Now every time you do something major, I save it every 5 minutes, every time you do something major, just to be on the safe side. Now we're also going to show you how easy to actually apply a quick format. So I'm going to select this particular paragraph. The fastest way to select the paragraph, not to highlight it, just go to this tag bar right here and select it. This is how I select the paragraph. Then I want to go ahead and apply the bold style. So right here you can do B, or Control B would also do the same. This is the bold style. Select the third paragraph in the history. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. Again, select this third paragraph right here. And I'm going to apply the italic style. Now, any other style, we have to do a style. You actually have to do cascade style, inline cascade style. To add an underline, so I'm going to go to Format here, HTML style, and select underline. Sadly, it doesn't have it in the property window, but you can apply it that way as well. Another techniques we can use is just applying pre-formatted text. Pre-formatted text is whatever you copy the format from and keep it exactly the same way. It's not a good practice usually because it literally limits you what kind of format you can apply to this particular paragraph or font. So to do this, select the second paragraph on the page. So I'm going to select this one here. And you can do the paragraph pre-formatted in here, or you can go to Format, HTML format paragraphs, and I can do it in here as well. So again, it's not something that I would enjoy doing. I wouldn't do that. Does not drop the text. It's really not very friendly. I'm gonna go ahead and undo. I can do Control Z, or I can go to Edit and Undo right here. Okay, Control Z would do the exact same thing. The next exercise I'm going to do is actually applying line breaks. So at the very end of this right here, you don't see it, but it's really blinking right here. So I'm going to type by, so create a new paragraph right here, and your name. To create a line break, which is the BR, if you remember the HTML code, is the Shift Enter key down and hit the Enter. it will create the line break. You don't see it now because there is no content and that the second lines. But now I'm gonna type it and it will appear, and we'll type web design BizTalk 190 web design. Control S to save. I'm gonna indent a paragraph, so I'm gonna select this paragraph right here. Again, you can do it anything you want, and you can see this particular paragraph has italic, which is emphasis, underline, and I'm gonna select that paragraph. So right now I'm gonna indent this paragraph. I can indent it from here. This is actually I can add under an ordered list, remove the block code or increase it. This is actually indentation, and there we go. The thing that the Dreamweaver really switched from is this Jesus creating all the alignment, style alignment is within creating a style, which is kind of interesting. Expression Web does it a little bit different. Expression Web does auto style for you, which is actually does a class style. And now we're gonna do work with the list. I'm gonna go to the major industry. Let me go right here. Right before my name, I'm gonna create a new paragraph. I'm gonna type major industries. Again, if you do a spell check, it's not gonna do that way. It's not gonna like Microsoft Word. They're gonna give you those red wavy line. But there's a way to do a spell check. We'll do that later. I'm gonna type Microsoft. I can do right away the bullet, or I can type them all, then apply the bullet. I'm gonna do it both ways. I'm gonna do first Microsoft. I know I misspelled this one. Then Boeing. Then I'm gonna stop with T-Mobile. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the bullets to this by highlighting all four of them and apply a bullet list. So right away it created an ordered list for me, and did the allies. So this is how fast the program can do the stuff for us. Then at the T-Mobile, I'm gonna continue by hitting enter, create a new bullet. Amazon. I can't type today, sorry, it's the end of the day. And Google. Control S to save. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna create what I call a sub list. So we have the list and we have a new list that is indented. When we indent the list, it will create a different kind of a character for that particular list. So after Microsoft, I'm gonna hit enter to create a new list. If I do tab, or I can click this block here to actually create a sub list. The sub list is gonna be Xbox, mobile, Surface, and Skype. Control S to save. I can undo the sublist just simply by highlighting them and moving back this way, or I can increase the indentation that way. So either way, you can do sublist that way. I can even do a sublist if I wanted to, but this is good enough. So I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna select this paragraph right here, and I'm gonna change the font style to this. Again, to do this, I have to apply a style or inline style, and I'm gonna go to the CSS mode right here, and here I have I can do a little bit more. I can do alignment, I can change the target rules, but right at this time I want to change the font type from a default font, which is whatever your browser default font is, into something different. And I'm gonna select Cambria and its family. So Cambria and its family is Hoefler text, liberation text, and so on and so on. But that's telling me the first option, select Cambria if Cambria is not available, and the person's computer, then select this particular font. If that font is not available, just do it in that order. So click OK to accept. Select it to accept, and you can see the changes here. And I'm gonna apply bold and oblique. So right here, I'm gonna do oblique, and right here I'm gonna make it bold. So this is the kind of style I'm applying to this particular uh, fonts right here. The last time for this video I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an auto date. I don't usually do auto date, but it's okay to do that. So what I did now, I did Shift Enter to create another line break. So I'm gonna go into my insert right here in HTML. I'm gonna look for what I call date. So select date. Where's the date now? Right here, towards the end. Now it's going to give me this option. So what I want to do with this, I want this kind of date format. Select the date format you like. And I want to check the box right here. So I'm going to select, keep it this one here. I'm select the box that's telling me when the date was automatic. If I do any changes or editing this particular page, will automatically update for me. Without actually have to do this. Again, click OK. I don't like this particular steps, but I know the book does explain that to you, because if you have not changed your page and a year later somebody, oh, look at that, they don't even do anything on their web page, so might as well they disregard any information you may have. Control S to save. I'm gonna stop from now, then we'll come back and do with the continue with that particular exercise.